But as the Apostle Paul wrote Timothy in 1 Timothy 3:7, that some are ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. He's talking about the truth that makes us free, that Jesus wrote of in John chapter 8, verses 31 through 36. If you're truly my disciples, you remain in my word and my teachings, my sayings. If you do remain in my word, you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. The Jews thought he was talking about servitude to man, but Jesus said, he who commits sin is the slave of sin. This is what Paul is saying in Romans 6:15. Know you not to whom you yield yourselves servants to obey? His servants you are to whom you obey, whether of sin unto death or obedience unto righteousness. Well, Jesus is saying, he who commits sin is the slave of sin, and a slave doesn't remain in the house forever, but a son does. The King James used the son, but Jesus is making a contrast between a child and a servant that Paul is trying to describe in Galatians 4, that an heir, as long as he's a child, differs nothing but from a servant, but is under tutors, and though he be Lord of all, but is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. Likewise we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world, until the fullness of time came, when God sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons, and redeem us who were under the law, who were sold under sin by the first man, Adam. This is what Jesus is saying. A slave doesn't remain in the house forever, but a son does. And whoever the Son shall make free shall be free indeed. I mean, we need to understand the truth. But as Paul said, some are ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. But Jesus promises that if you continue in his word, his teachings, his sayings, you will come to know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And this is what the writer of Hebrews is referring to in chapter 10, verse 26, when he says, when he's talking about those who count the blood of the covenant a common or unholy thing, and do despite unto the Spirit of grace. They trample underfoot the blood of the covenant, and do despite unto the Spirit of grace, whereby they are sealed. For if we willfully sin after we've received the knowledge of the truth, there remains no more sacrifice for sin. And that's the key word, willful.